So my name is Sherry. I was born in China, in Beijing. So from the age of 1 to 13, I was in South Africa. And then at 13, I completed middle school and then went back to Beijing to do high school. I went to Canadian International School and then ended up here in New York. So today I will be making Malva pudding from South Africa. There's flour, sugar, eggs, apricot jam, which is quite unique, baking soda, salt, butter, vinegar, milk, and then for the sauce we use fresh cream, and along with butter, sugar, and vanilla essence. It is a cake almost. Once you pour the sauce on, the sauce gets absorbed by the cake, so it becomes like pudding, it becomes softer. You're supposed to have it warm, so some people eat it with custard, some people eat it with vanilla ice cream, but the base of it is essentially almost like a cake-like texture. So Malva pudding doesn't really have a concrete history. You can't really trace it back to a particular point. If you do research online, it gives you multiple explanations. One of them is that the dessert was named after a woman called Malva. Another one is that it's derived from the Afrikaans word Malva lekker, which is almost marshmallow, so it's because the texture is similar to marshmallow texture, so that's where the name comes from, but there's really no concrete background of where Malva pudding comes from. So I chose this dessert because it reminds me of home and family in South Africa. So over there, my dad, when he has breakfast, usually we have congee and then something sweet on the side. And then at one point, I tried Malva pudding in a restaurant and decided that I was going to try making it at home. So I made it at home one point. It was very successful. My dad really enjoyed it. My brother also really enjoyed it. He really likes sweet things. So everybody really liked it, and then I decided to make it more on a regular basis. I think I'm the only one who makes Malva pudding in my family because my brother took over the dessert making when I would leave for the States earlier than expected. Malva pudding in particular, I'm in charge of that. He just hasn't taken over yet. So Malva pudding reminds me of home because of the whole Afrikaans background. For me, when I first moved to the States or back to China, everybody tried to guess my accent. And they would think that I was from either the UK or Australia, but never South Africa. But what I find is so distinct about the South African accent is the Afrikaans twang. So that's kind of where it comes in because Malva pudding has that background. And I kind of, every single time I'm making it, it's when I go back home. It's when I'm with my dad. I go back to China for vacation sometimes, but I never bake there. It's only solely in South Africa. But when I go back to South Africa, I jump right back into that accent, and then I feel like I'm home again. I sound like the people there. So this dessert kind of is associated with that because I jump back into the accent, but I also jump back into the baking and making food for my parents, and my brother enjoys it, and then we have it at barbecues with family. So all of that is kind of tied together in one dessert. Yeah.